Hi everyone and welcome back to your favorite news, TPN, Today Problem News. Today we are going to talk about xenophobia, thanks to the fact that COVID-19 was generated in China. Consequently, an amount of cases has been happening. The long tail back in Germany never ends. For this reason, Xiao, a teenager from China, had to take every day a subway because he needed to go to his house. One day, when he was seeing his cell phone, a German with different value attacked him with a seatbelt. So let's see the dramatization of this case. It was a terrible case. For explain that, today we have a sociologist, Diaz. So, Karen, tell us what is xenophobia?
Hi Valentina, it's nice to see you. As you want to say, that is my pleasure to stay here. As you said before, today we are going to talk about xenophobia, and for this, you give me a question that is what xenophobia is. So, to answer this question, I'm just going to say that xenophobia, almost known as the fear of strangers, is a broad term that may be applied to any fear to someone that is different from us. Additionally, it is a reaction to the rise of globalization.
Was a terrible turn. Last night I was reading about it, and as I know, there are two types of xenophobia, doesn't it?
Yes, Valentina, you have the point. There are two types of this phobia. The first one is the cultural ones, and the second one is the immigrant ones. The cultural one is the rejection of all the tradition, objects, and symbols of other cultures. This can include music, traditions, and clothing. The second one is the rejection of all the people who doesn't believe the same as I. This can include religion and yes, religion.
And finally, tell us what is xenophobia, a cultural problem?
Xenophobia doesn't just affect people on the individual level. It affects entire societies, including cultural attitudes, politics, economics, and even history. There are some consequences such as hostility, violence, and even wars. One example of this is when Latin person goes to USA, and here in USA, Americans say to them that they need to speak only Spanish. But when they notice that they have an accent like me, they start to make fun of them.
Yes, I don't know if I am completely sure, but the way I see it, another consequence could be stereotype because them are part of culture. So I have an example about China xenophobia. The people think that they are erotic and dirty, acute vector of disease, like they don't respect some laws of hygiene and sanitation. As a habit, we have a forum, so don't forget to write us your question. So see you in a moment after this commercial.
I'll wear a mask for you. If you want a partner, take my hand. Or if you wanna strike me down in anger, here I stand. I'm your man. John, the new fragrance.
We are back. And for answer your question, we prepare a videos to do it. So the first one is from Cami at 155. And the question is, what is the difference between racism and xenophobia? So as I know, the difference is a little bit confused because both terms are related to violence. So let's see this video to clarify it.
One clear example of racism is the case of George Floyd. He was only buying something in a shop when the police arrived at the place. From one moment to another, they accused him of having been stealing for being a person of color. So they began to suffocate him until he was dead. It should be noted that it was a total abuse of authority. This case of racism in the United States has been making history around the world. An example of xenophobia is the case of Maria from Venezuela, who lives in Bogota, since her situation for her to abandon everything in her country. Right now, she has 4 children, but they are too small. As a result, she must work in Transmilenio and she sold candies, but one day she carried one of her sons and the people started to threat her with bad words, and they threw out her candies and almost her son died just for being Venezuelan. Thanks to this example, we can notice the big difference between both. On the one hand, racism is the discrimination of someone who doesn't have the same race or ethnicity. And on the other hand, we can notice xenophobia is the fear of a stranger of immigrants. So this is the difference between both.
Thank you, Valentina. And the following question is from Wanda. He asked, how can we face it? So here we have the answer. The first one is an initiative in social network and the second one are the school initiative. The first is a hashtag that is called Another Virus. This was created exactly in China thanks to the fact that coronavirus was born there. And some foreign blame Chinese people for the creation of the virus. This makes that a lot of problems have been happening like violence and discrimination. Also, it became famous thanks to the fact that some Instagrammers used the hashtag with a message of tolerance and respect. The second one is the school initiative, and for this we need to be creative. So here you are going to find 2 examples. The first one are the championships and the second one are the debates, because these 2 initiatives make that the children work as a team while they are adhering some values such as the love of what is different.
People can feel like they're outsiders, like us, at this time, people can feel like they don't belong in the society that they grew up in and in the culture that they worked so hard to be a part of.
If you want to be in my shoes, I'll welcome you to be in my shoes. I'll welcome you to my occupations. I'll just ask people to actually, treat people like the way you want to be treated.
We're not bad people, and we want to unite everybody because we're all in this together, no matter what race we are.
As a conclusion, all these hurting words that you are seeing in your screen only serve to humiliate other people. So we must be aware that everyone in this world is an equal, no matter what ethnic race they belong to. Because the most important value in this world is the respect for the diversity.
This is a topic that concerns everybody. If you don't like someone hurt you or treat you in a bad way, you have to respect everybody without care her or his value, race, country, culture, and life. We must be conscious about our behavior. So we have reached the end of this transmission. Thank you for choosing us as your favorite news and see you on the next time.